Welcome back. It is time for the Daily Dish. Today's recipe is refreshing and it's healthy. It's a creamy chilled avocado soup, and here's what you're going to need to follow along. Avocado, cucumber, lime juice, some sea salt, cumin, cayenne, basil leaves, vegetable stock, coconut milk, and some diced tomatoes. Sounds very interesting. Trudy is here to show us how to whip it all up into a soup that requires zero cooking. That's like music to my ears, Trudy.
Me too, Tracy, especially on a hot summer day like this in Toronto. I don't know about you, but I have no plans to be turning on the stove or the oven.
Absolutely. Okay, so no cooking involved, but we are going to be dealing with avocados, which is super popular and such a superfood.
Right, absolutely, Tracy. So I love avocados because they're an anti-inflammatory food. And we need to be sure that we're adding a lot more anti-inflammatory foods to our diet because the diet that we eat these days is very inflammatory. The other thing that I love about avocados is that there's this really cool thing with avocados where when you eat it with other foods, especially foods that are rich in like vitamin A or beta carotene like carrots and sweet potatoes, it actually increases the nutrient absorption of those other nutrients.
Okay, well that's really interesting. Now, this recipe calls for you to peel the skin right off the avocado, and I'm wondering, if you're peeling the skin off, do you need to bother with going organic?
You can save your pennies because when it comes to purchasing organic, avocados, which is actually a fruit, is one of the fruits that's least contaminated with pesticides, so save your pennies.
Okay, I love that advice because we're all trying to save our pennies these days. You're also going to be dealing with cucumber, right, T?
Yes, absolutely. So cucumbers is another favorite of mine in the summer because cucumbers are a hydrating food. And of course, we become very dehydrated in the summer months. So it's important to add hydrating foods like cucumbers. And the other thing about cucumbers is that it's no coincidence that we find cucumbers in spas because they actually contain nutrients like B vitamins that help to reduce stress.
Okay, good stuff. We all want to be stress-free. So how do we put it all together?
Yeah, so once we add our cucumbers and avocado to the food processor, next I'm just gonna add some cumin, some cayenne for a little kick, some salt, some lime juice, and some vegetable broth. And last but not least, I'm gonna add some basil as well. I love the smell of basil. I can't get enough of it. So what I like to do is I like to just kind of roll it up into like, I don't know, just kind of like a cylinder shape. And then I just chop it up and then I add it into the food processor. And once we do that, we just blend everything together.
Okay, great. So that's a super easy soup. It's chilled, so it's something you can make right away.